I am the sword in the darkness.
Hey guys, today I'm going to be showing you a kind of not really archetype, but just I don't know, a whole world of Yu-Gi-Oh! That I find is not as popular as it should be. This is going to be a video on rank up magics, CXyz, and number C monsters. And basically I'm just going to be going over basically what all the main spells do, as well as the main monsters that can be used with them in the near future. So basically, this is a kind of way of playing that I'm really into. I really like all the different decks and monsters you can bring out with these cards. There's nothing too competitive with them yet. They have done okay at some events, but nothing major. That being said, I think they're really cool and fun to play casually. So I'll show you what they do. The first one is the rank down magic. This is a bit different. This one ranks exceeds monsters down. I'm not going to get much into it. It's only for Utopias. I don't think this is ever going to see much play. Now this one is one I actually find really cool. Rank up magic Astral Force. Now this one, what it does is you target an Xyz monster, and from your extra deck, you special summon any Xyz monster that's 2 ranks higher and has the same attribute and type. Now what's nice about Astral Force is that it doesn't have to be a number C monster, which means that you can actually go from Evilzar Dolka, who is a Fire Dragon rank 4, into an Evilzar Solda, who is a Fire Dragon rank 4, or from Utopia, who's a rank 4 Light Warrior, into a Photon Strike Bouncer, who's a level 6, who's a rank 6 Light Warrior. So that's really cool. I've seen some videos with some anime cards and Astral Force, and they can really abuse it. As of right now, there's nothing that really abuses it. What's cool, another thing is if there ever gets to a point where these things get spammed, then you can actually, instead of drawing, you can actually, instead of conducting your normal draw phase, you can add the Astral Force from your grave to your hand. So that's pretty cool. Then we get into Baron's Force. This is more typical. This is you target a face of Xyz monster, and on top of it you put a number C of Xyz. So it has that restriction. Also same type. So basically this one, you generally go from Utopia into your Utopia Ray Victory, or Utopia Ray V, or your Arc into your Honor Arc, that kind of thing. Another cool thing is the secondary effect that you actually can steal an opponent's Xyz material if they have any. Then there's Baron's Force, limited Baron's Force. This one I find is extremely dangerous, just because it doesn't have to be the same attribute or type. Now this isn't normally that big of an issue, because as you'll see later, a lot of these guys actually require a specific monster under them, so you won't just be able to go into anyone to get Utopia Ray's effect. That being said, then number C69, the Heraldry Crest of Horror, became a thing. This guy, no matter who you have on him, as long as you have a rank 4, you can go limited Baron's Force into him, and basically he's a 4,000 beat stick. And as it says here, when an opponent's monster declares an attack, you can destroy all cards the opponent controls, and that doesn't require any specific monster on it. So that's pretty dangerous actually. But that's all that Baron's Force really does. Then there's Numeron Force. This is my personal favorite, and currently out of the 5 that are available in the CCG, it's the one I play the most. This is basically the same as Baron's Force, except that it has a better secondary effect, where it negates the effects of all other face-up monsters on the field. Now why this is so significant is because it means that the last thing to happen is not the summon of the monster, which means that things like Bottomless Trap Hole, Torrential Tribute, Book of Moon, Compulsory, none of these things can be activated directly in response to the summon. So basically it just means that your summon is at least going to go through. Things like Book and Compose can be changed afterwards, but at least it stops things like Bottomless and Torrential, which make up quite a few of the dangerous traps, which means that it's much more likely that your plays are going to go through. Also, Skill Drain is a bit of an issue for any deck that plays these cards, and it just straight up negates Skill Drain. Then we have the 2 that are currently only OCG exclusive. The first one is Chaos, or Argent Chaos Force. This is basically strictly for rank 5 and higher Xyz monsters. The effect is that you rank up the rank 5, basically. It's 1 rank higher, I think. Yeah, 1 rank higher, number C or CXyz. And the secondary effect is pretty cool. It's when it is other than, so it has to be in the grave, so it's other than the actual summon that was made from it. Is basically when a rank 5 or higher Xyz monster special summon to side of the field, while it's in your grave, you can add it to your hand. So then the one that everyone is talking about is Rank Up Magic, the 7th one. This card is crazy just because basically what it does is it, on its own, without having any monster, it gives you a free crazy monster. So what it does, I'll read it to you, is if you draw this card for your normal draw, in your draw phase, you can play with it revealed at all times. At the start of your main phase 1, if this card was drawn that way this turn, and has been revealed that way ever since, special summon from your extra deck, from your graveyard or extra deck, one number monster in between 101 and 107, except the number C monster, and then special summon a number C monster with the same number in its name as the special summon monster by using it as an XyZ material, and you can only use it once per duel. So basically what that means is, let's say you're about to lose, you have nothing on the field, and then you top deck this guy. You can, using it, special summon from your extra deck or grave a CXyz Tachyon Dragon, and then put right on top a, let's try to get it, a number C107 Neo CXyz Tachyon Dragon, who is, that's right, 4500 attack, and it has all these other effects. And this goes for any of the 101 to 107 monsters. So you can get a Masquerade and go into Umbral Horror Masquerade, who has the potential to have your opponent's life points. So this card is absolutely crazy. That's why this one is being so hyped. So I'll go through a few of the monsters now. Now one of the better ones is Silent Honor Dark. So generally you'll use this by putting him on top of a Silent Honor Arc, but you don't necessarily have to. That only works for a secondary effect. So once per turn you can target one special summon monster your opponent controls. Attach it to this card as a face-up XyZ material. What's cool is it doesn't have to be in attack position. When this card is destroyed while it has XyZ material, you can special summon this card from your graveyard, then gain life points equal to its original attack, and Arc has to be in your grave. So what's really cool is that you don't actually need the Arc to get the better effect. You only need the Arc to get the secondary effect. It's a really good card. Umbral Horror Masquerade. This one you need to have the Masquerade on the bottom of it to use it, or as an XyZ material to use it. Basically this guy is when a monster on your opponent's side of the field activates its effect, you can negate the activation and then send a random card from an opponent's hand to the grave and have their life points. So this card is insane. The only downside is that Masquerade requires 3 level 4 monsters to make. So let's say for whatever reason you go into him, the opponent lets it through, and then you go into him, into the Horror Masquerade, and then something goes wrong and you just wasted a lot of resources. Tachyon Dragon, it's mainly just the fact that he's a 4500 beater, but you can also tribute monsters to make up to 3 attack. Utopia Ray V, his effect is basically just attach a material to target a monster your opponent controls and inflict damage to the life points equal to the attack. Utopia Victory is awesome. When it attacks, your opponent can activate spell or trap cards, and you can detach to basically get an honest effect, so you can deal a ton of damage with him. And I already explained what Heraldry, this guy over here, I don't know why it's not showing, it does. So yeah, that's those are the different rank ups and number C monsters. There are obviously a lot more, and there are a ton more that are going to be released into the TCG within the next set or two. So thank you guys for watching. Definitely let me know if you are into the rank up magic cards. I'd love to know what you think, and I will see you next time.